Hey guys, it's Doc, and today I'm just going to talk real quick about the path of gold and reading a river and just a few tips on that. But you can see behind me, hopefully, let me get this, you can see behind me that this river turns in here like this. So we're going to have a little bit of a gravel bar right in this side, right in here. But here's something that's real important a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people want to work those inside bends, and inside bends are important. But inside bends, especially if you're dredging, if you're high banking, it's not bad because you can dig right into that gravel bar and feed it, and you get a lot of fine gold. There's usually a lot of overburden on that if you're trying to get down to bedrock. All that gravels and lights and fine gold is going to deposit through there. And over the years, if you can get down to bedrock there, that's good. You're going to find some heavier gold deposits. But one thing I want to show you about is, everyone, I don't want you to ignore the outside bend, because I want to show you what sort of happens with that flow. And what ends up happening is, as this creek or stream flows through and water hits the outside bend, and we're talking about water, I'm going to show you the creek, but if it's normally way down here, we're talking water flow that is now up here. It's going to be 6 feet tall. And you'll have to excuse me because I'm fogging up a little bit here because it's still early in the morning. But this water comes through, and what it does is it hits that outside bend, and it does something called more of a helical flow, where the water hits it and it actually turns under like this. So when the water hits that, the actual water will turn under just like this, and that's called that helical flow. So when water takes a corner on an outside bend, it's going to hit that bank and it's going to turn under, and what happens is it'll turn under and push the heavies towards the center. So usually right along the outside edge you don't find a lot of big boulders and cobbles and so forth, but it's more so just inside that outside bend you'll find that cobble pile, and I'm going to show you some of that. So wherever you get that water hitting the outside and eroding a heavy wall, look for that helical flow where it tucks back boulders, cobbles, and actually gold. Actually larger gold will settle there. So not only do you want to look at your inside bends and gravel bars, but look on the outside bend, you want to go just inside and look for those cobble piles. And I'm going to show you real quick what it looks like after I clean the fog off this lens. Alright, so now you can see this big erosion point behind me. So I showed you the inside bend here, where we're going to have gravel bar, and I'm standing on the gravel bar from this inside bend right now. But then I want you to look at that outside bend. And this is not just a turn, there's a little bit of a hook here. And you can see how much this side is actually eroded. We'll have trees actually fall into this creek because of the erosion. And that water flow is way up to there. You can see where this water will turn and hit up to here in flood stages and erode that high bank and keep eroding it. But this is that helical flow. It slams into there at sort of an angle. It rolls under and throws back cobbles down in here. And I'm going to grab the camera. I'm going to show you while this water's still clear, some of these cobble piles. Here's the inside bend gravel pile right in here. And then here's the outside bend, and you can see this erosion stage. It's tremendous force coming in here. And then there's sort of a hook here. So we're going to be dredging in this area right in here. Hopefully the slowing of the water, low pressure, will be deposited here. But I want you to see these cobble piles. And we worked this a little bit last time. But you can see all these cobble piles in here. So as this water is flowing in here and turning, it's pushing. These cobble piles won't be along that bank over there. They'll actually be more so in here, away from that bank. They'll be scraping and pulling in. So these cobble piles on the outside bend are a good place to look for gold. It'll push it and tuck it back under. But you can see we're getting ready to set up our dredges here, and there's a beautiful little erosion point here. And again, you got to be careful because this is so powerful. I mean, you can see this tree. This tree right in here is just hanging onto that bank. You got to be real careful when you're dredging. You got to look for this. That's the danger point on these inside bends. Is we have a couple of huge trees that we have to avoid, even though we know there's good gold under it. We got to stay away from them because we know that they could be done. Now we're not going to be digging up into the bank and eroding the bank. We're going to be back more in here in this area right in here. But you can see those cobble piles. They're pretty cool. Let me get a little bit of a close-up on that. But you can see how that water has thrown all those cobbles and rocks just into that big pile that we're going to be moving and dredging under, and hopefully hitting bedrock. And if you go closer to the bank, you'll see that they sort of disappear and that it's more smooth. Okay, so again, you're going to have to excuse a little bit of a fog here because it's early morning and the camera's fogging up a little bit, but again, you can see the water's crashing in and eroding this bank, and you can see where there's going to be a helical flow in here pushing back cobble piles, and all along here there's a cobble pile. But then further down, look at it, and you see the gravel bar. So there's your inside bend over here. Now all of a sudden you have an inside bend with a gravel bar behind it. And then it switches, and now all of a sudden you have erosion on this side. So it's real important to understand, you know, everyone says always work the inside bend, but you don't have to. And you're going to move a lot of overburden on inside bends. Good place to work for gold, but don't forget the outside bend, look for that helical flow, look for those cobble piles that tuck up on there in here. And sometimes they're more close to the center of the channel, not just in here. Guys, it's Doc, and I just quit. I was dredging for about an hour and a half. But I want to show you something. We're talking about reading the creek and reading the stream. We've been out here. We've been battling these stupid thunderstorms. Pop up late afternoon. It's just killing us. Lightning and everything. So we got to pick up and get out of here late in the afternoon. So we're only getting a few hours in. I want to show you this. I want to show you what you're going to see right here is you're going to see a gravel bar right here. And then further down you're going to see another gravel bar. And then in between these 2 points, you have an outside bend and an inside bend, I've got exposed bedrock. And we've worked this before. We've actually been down here with 2 of our gold hog units, and we pulled some really good gold. But there are some dips in this bedrock that we can't get to with those units because we got to dive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in, and I want you to look for sorry, respirator breathing. I want you to look for this point here, the next point, and where we're lining ourselves up. We want to connect those 2 points, and that's where we're going to go, because that's the gold flow. That's the gold line, pay streak right down there. There's point to point, and then that bedrock in here. And we've tried on that outside bend over there, didn't really find that much good gold. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. They're cleaning one machine out and getting ready to clean the other one out, but let's see if I can get it for you. But we're in between those 2 points, and I was actually, Tom's right here, and we're actually dredging right in here in this exposed bedrock. So here's that sandbar here, gravel bar. There's a gravel bar down there, and in between is exposed bedrock. And that's what we're doing. We're just connecting these 2 points and working right in that area. I guess the helicopter's coming to get us. There's that other gravel bar. There's a gravel bar there. What is that helicopter doing here? Gravel bar there. Gravel bar here. And what we're doing is we're trying to connect those 2 points, go right in between.